Remember, like we have discussed that in tuberculosis, we use other drugs, the second line anti-tubercular drugs. Let me have the discussion on the second line anti-tubercular drugs. So, if you take the other drugs, first and foremost, let me discuss about a drug called thioacetazone. So, if you take the other drugs, like what we have, very important, that is thioacetazone. If you take this particular thioacetazone, remember it is a tuberculostatic drug. Right? It is a tuberculostatic drug. Next, if you take the adverse effects of this thioacetazone, remember this thioacetazone, the adverse effects, it includes hepatitis. Right, the adverse effects, it includes hepatitis. It can cause, right, it can cause the bone marrow suppression. And remember, it can cause a very important skin adverse effect that is called as the Stevens-Johnson syndrome. Right? That is Stevens-Johnson syndrome. And a point that you need to remember is this particular thioacetazone is not used in HIV patients due to the risk of severe hypersensitivity reactions, including exfoliative dermatitis. Okay, so not used in HIV patients, right? Why it is not used in HIV patients is due to the risk of severe hypersensitivity reactions. Right, due to the risk of severe hypersensitivity reactions. Now, and what are those hypersensitivity reactions? And these hypersensitivity reactions include exfoliative dermatitis. Right, these hypersensitivity reactions include exfoliative dermatitis. Now, the other important point is this thioacetazone is not used in the intermittent regimens. Right, not used in the intermittent regimens. Okay, so that is an important point about the thioacetazone. Remember, thioacetazone, it is a tuberculostatic drug. The adverse effects include hepatitis, the bone marrow suppression, and Stevens-Johnson syndrome. And it is not used in HIV patients because of the risk of severe hypersensitivity reactions, including the exfoliative dermatitis. And it is not used in the intermittent regimens. The other drugs, they include para-aminosalicylic acid. So, if you see this para-aminosalicylic acid, remember this is one of the drug which is related to sulfonamides. Right, this is one of the drug related to sulfonamides. And if you see the mechanism of action, it acts by similar mechanism of this particular sulfonamides, right? And it is a bacteriostatic agent. Right, this is one of the bacteriostatic agent, and the mechanism is similar mechanism, right? Similar mechanism of the sulfonamides. And this para-aminosalicylic acid, it can cause renal dysfunction, liver dysfunction, and thyroid dysfunction, right? So the adverse effects, they include kidney, liver, and as well as right, as well as the thyroid dysfunction. Now, apart from this particular para-aminosalicylic acid, we have the other drug which is called as ethionamide. Right, we have the other drug which is called ethionamide. Remember, ethionamide is another tuberculostatic drug. Right, it is another tuberculostatic drug, and this ethionamide can cause the hepatitis, optic neuritis and hypothyroidism. Right, so if you take the adverse effects, they include hepatitis, the other one is optic neuritis, right, the other one is the optic neuritis and hypothyroidism. Alright, hepatitis, optic neuritis and as well as hypothyroidism. A point that you need to remember is this particular ethionamide can also be used in leprosy. Right, can also be used in case of leprosy. And if you see the mechanism, it has mechanism similar to that of isoniazid, and the bacteria whichever are resistant to isoniazid, they are having cross resistance to ethionamide also, right? So mechanism of action is similar to that of isoniazid, right? So the bacteria, right, the bacteria whichever are resistant to isoniazid, they will have the cross resistance to ethionamide also. Right, they will have cross resistance to the ethionamide also. So that is about the drug that is ethionamide. Next let me discuss the other drug that is cycloserine. Right, the other drug that is cycloserine. Remember, cycloserine is a cell wall synthesis inhibiting drug. Right, this is the cell wall synthesis inhibiting drug. Alright, next. This particular cycloserine can cause the neuropsychiatric adverse effects. So the adverse effects are right, the adverse effects are the neuropsychiatric adverse effects. Next, another important point, let me tell you here, the aminoglycosides. Right, there are aminoglycosides which are used in the treatment of multidrug-resistant tuberculosis. So the aminoglycosides, right, so if you see the aminoglycosides, they are mainly used in the treatment of multidrug-resistant tuberculosis. Now, what are those aminoglycosides which are used in the treatment of multidrug-resistant tuberculosis? So they include kanamycin, right? They include kanamycin and as well as amikacin. Right, they include kanamycin and as well as amikacin. So these are the drugs which are used in the treatment of multidrug-resistant tuberculosis. Next, now let me tell you another drug which is a polypeptide. So a polypeptide, right? A polypeptide which is an anti-tubercular drug is capreomycin, and this capreomycin is an injectable drug. So it is capreomycin. So this capreomycin is one of the injectable agent. This capreomycin can cause, if you take the adverse effects, it can cause ototoxicity, right? This can cause ototoxicity. Then it can also cause, right? This can also cause nephrotoxicity. It can also cause hypokalemia and as well as hypomagnesemia, right? So ototoxicity, nephrotoxicity, hypokalemia and as well as hypomagnesemia. Now, apart from these drugs, remember there are even certain fluoroquinolones which are used in the treatment of the tuberculosis. So before that, let me shortly summarize up to here. We have a derivatives or the sulfonamide-like agents, that is para-aminosalicylic acid, and it is a bacteriostatic agent and it has the mechanism of action similar to that of sulfonamides. And if you take the adverse effects, they include the renal, liver and as well as thyroid dysfunction. And if you take the ethionamide is a tuberculostatic agent and the adverse effects include the hepatitis, optic neuritis and as well as hypothyroidism. And this ethionamide is a drug which is also used in the treatment of the leprosy. The mechanism of action of this ethionamide is similar to that of Isoniazid. And this bacteria, whichever are resistant to Isoniazid, they will have the cross resistance to the ethionamide also. And if you take the cycloserine is a cell wall synthesis inhibiting drug. The adverse effect is it causes the neuropsychiatric effects. The aminoglycosides which are used in the treatment of tuberculosis are, like for MDR tuberculosis, the aminoglycosides are used, and these aminoglycosides, they include kanamycin and as well as amikacin. And the polypeptides which are used in the treatment of tuberculosis are capreomycin, which is an injectable agent. The adverse effects include ototoxicity, nephrotoxicity, hypokalemia and as well as hypomagnesemia.